Morning Uganda Extra.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
It's a FlexiPay cashback explosion. Shop and pay with your FlexiPay. Cashback instant. It's a FlexiPay cashback explosion.
It's a FlexiPay cashback explosion. Simply shop and pay with your FlexiPay at activating outlets and enjoy instant cashbacks. Terms and conditions apply. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million Uganda shillings.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. I know it's raining, it is cold, but we thank you that wherever you are, at the comfort of your sitting room, whether your hotel room in case you're a visitor, welcome to the Pearl of Africa, and please forever stay or go and return. Now, what is interesting this morning, that we are going to be unmasking a giant. Why am I calling it a giant? I personally, from the guest I have in studio, picked interest in something called artificial intelligence. And I must say I'm one of the people who've given this so much mileage because I wanted to understand what it is. But then after a long time, I discovered that many people do not understand what it is. I did a survey yesterday and I was asking a number of people, what is AI? Now, one told me this is a time when robots are going to take over everything. Told me you're presenting on TV, we are going to wake up when it is a robot that sits and presents. Another one told me it is a time that is predicted in the Bible, that when Christ is about to return, is it aliens are going to take over and you see things are going to be done differently? When I went to some of the youth, not at universities though, I didn't carry my sample to that side. but everyone had a very different understanding of AI. Now, I went to some of the top employers, and if you remember very well, yesterday in Good Morning Uganda Extra, I was talking about, I had guests, and we were discussing digital things, technology only. Now, I went into some of their offices that employ people, and I talked about AI. All of them were very, very scared. Told me, Robert, we just pray that thing does not reach Uganda. But I told them government is in stages of coming up with the AI policy, and you're saying it doesn't reach Uganda. So it took me to one person who has written a book. I always talk about the book. He's done so much studies. He's talked about AI. Actually, the guest I have today began talking about AI, if I remember, about 5 years back. If I remember, that's when I got interest in him. And I kept on asking him by then that, Professor, what is this you're bothering yourself with? And you're a lonely wolf. Now, join me, welcome my guest. That is Dr. Lawrence Muganga, the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. Good morning, Professor.
Robert, good morning. Good morning, the viewers of UBC. The confusion you find out there, the people are not alone. Some time back, like I think a week ago, I was watching news somewhere online. So I saw the Secretary of Education, that would be like the Minister of Education here. So the Secretary of Education in the United States referring to AI as A1. You see how we write AI? Now, I think because she's perhaps not aware of what is going on, she calls it A1. And on a public platform. So meaning like there are so many other people who are really not well conversant with this thing called AI or artificial intelligence for that matter. But I wish we could wish it away, like it doesn't come closer to us, such that those employees you met, the staff, the incredible people you met yesterday, they don't have to really fidget, worry, feel bad, and stress or be depressed because of its coming. No, it is coming. That's either the unfortunate news or the good news. So depending on who you are. There are some people who are actually keeping their fingers crossed that it comes. And top of that list are business people, people who own businesses, because they are sure they're going to cut costs and they're going to make more profits. So of course the victims or the people who are going to really suffer if they don't prepare for this are the day-to-day people who look for jobs. Yes, this is coming for us, okay? It is coming for you. But the good news is that if you prepare very well, it becomes your hoe, it becomes your car, it becomes your tool. Okay, the way we used to, you grab a hoe, you start digging. Okay, you grab your car, you drive. You grab your bicycle, your motorcycle, you use it to achieve something. So it can work for you if you learn how to use it. Okay, can you drive a car without learning how to drive it? No. It will pass you, or you will hire a driver and pay them more money. Some of it you have, some of it you don't have, and it will cost you something. So, but if you know how to use it, it becomes your tool. So it is going to be the tool for so many. But let's, for the benefit of the public and the country and everyone who is really watching, what is AI? And I want to repeat it here. I mean, you said I've been talking about AI.
First, you are lonely wolf
yes.
talking about AI.
Yeah, I'm glad that now everyone has.
Now it's speaking.
Yes, everyone now is joining in, and the people are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
By the time you published your book, I was like, but Professor, Why would you even waste time to write a book?
Exactly.
On AI?
You know, I seem to be like something that is in extinction. Like you know, in the States. In the States, there is a guy called, I think he's Canadian, but has actively worked in the States. He's called Jeffrey Hinton. He's the godfather of AI in the world. So he's the guy who really started pushing for this neuro brain-like AI, brain-like AI before even anyone knew anything like artificial intelligence. So we refer to him as the godfather of artificial intelligence. So maybe I'm the godfather of artificial intelligence in Uganda. But let's try to define this. Artificial intelligence. Prior to this, we had intelligence. We, human beings.
Yes.
Okay? So our brains really made us intelligent. And everyone is intelligent in their own way, depending now on which measure you're using. So if you're going to use PLE as a measure of intelligence, you'll get your results. Some of them, you'll baptize them failures, others you make them supernatural human beings, that they are excellent and very intelligent. No, but also, if you measured intelligence on how many people can ride a bicycle, some of the other people that got really D1s all through may not ride a bicycle, and you render them failures. So it depends on which measure you're using. Otherwise, if you don't get a right measure that is personalized to a person, you may end up forcing fish to climb trees, and then you tell them that, you know, fish, you are not good at climbing trees. But they were never created to climb trees. They swim. Elephants they are not meant to swim. Birds are not meant to swim. Okay, they do as a measure of survival, but fish lives in water. Okay, it doesn't live in trees. So the measure of intelligence is going to vary on person to person. So we had something called intelligence based on our brains. But again, like people like Jeffrey Hinton that I talked about, I think there's another gentleman called Alan Turing. We are talking about early 1950s or late 1940s. Now they are talking about these things. Again, they are lonely wolves. No one even could even listen to them. Okay, so there were some professors somewhere in confines of different universities. So they are talking about this. I think like 2 to 3 individuals. One of them still survives. That's Jeffrey Hinton. So, but for him, he started saying, look, let's create knowledge, different knowledge, mimicking the brain. Okay? I mean, let's create intelligence that is extracted from the brain, that mimics how the brain works. The neural networks in our brains. Can we create artificial neural networks that are mimicking those of a brain? Now, that has given birth to artificial intelligence that we know today. All right? The artificial neural networks, normally a human being, you have them in your brain. I have them. Everyone has them. But we have also created those ones that can operate, be operated, or exist in a computer, in a machine. Now, that is where that word artificial intelligence comes from. But again, what is that? Now, again, we'll break it a little bit further. With our knowledge that is not artificial, the neural networks that operate in a computer, as suggested or advanced by Jeffrey Hinton that time, are artificial. They generate artificial intelligence. But ours, Chirabo, Lawrence, and the viewers, is natural intelligence or intelligence. We stop at that. Okay? But now, artificial intelligence, remember, it mimics our natural intelligence. Now, our natural intelligence gave us the ability to learn, to think, okay? To create things within our head or our brains, to communicate, to interact, to discuss things, to identify problems, solve them, relearn. You understand? Those were abilities that can emerge from a human being with natural intelligence. No other person, no any other artificial thing would do that other than a human being. So we are together, you and Ugandans. So we had that power. Ability to think, ability to learn, ability to communicate, ability to solve problems, ability to interact with one another or within even ourselves. That was ableness, ability, the power only enjoyed by a human being. Today, the other machine, as advanced by the likes of Geoffrey Hinton in the early 1950s to mimic the brain, and they created artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence in a machine can do exactly what I just described.
It can learn, it can think.
Learn, it can think, it can communicate, it can interact machine to machine, it can identify a problem, it can solve it. Okay? And if you want machines to discuss, they will discuss. And they will do things. And they will consult each other. And they will have to relearn something if it is necessary. That's artificial intelligence. So in other words, the human being, you the human being, you and I, we have a competitor. But this time the competitor is a machine with artificial neural networks, but are more powerful than the intelligence we have. I need to say that. They are more powerful. Artificial intelligence, where we are right now, it is more powerful than your brain generated intelligence, my brain generated intelligence, and it is even getting worse when we enter the phase of what we call AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Now, that said, Professor, is very clear why there is fear amongst many people. Now, that drives me to today's topics. Now, today we are looking at one of the things that people, parents, children, pay using an arm and a leg, that is education. Now, one of the challenges we've had as a country is universities, and ladies and gentlemen, I have a Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. So he's an authority here. Is universities churning out students or people to the job market even before AI, and then someone says they don't have the skills. We used to use the word for the they don't have skills competent for the 21st century. Now someone is adding they don't have skills competent in the AI world.
For the digital world.
For the digital world. Now, Professor, how can we ensure that universities are churning out? Because these are the people that are coming in the next 5 years, coming in the next 3 years, coming in the next 2 years, when every day AI is more and more embedded. I've just told our viewer, our government is working on an AI policy. Now, by the time government does that, we are looking at e-government to ensure that almost everything is done online. Government is employing AI in systems. So the private sector you've talked about, the business people, they want to employ people who can work alongside AI. Now, the problem would be worse. So how do we adopt, adjust, whatever it is?
Thank you, Robert. Very complicated, but important for us to discuss. But here is what I want to tell fellow Ugandans. That there are things that come our way. And we can choose to be part of them, or choose not to be part of them. And I speak this like a father and a parent who has also young people, of which, whom I think I raise them to make sure that they add value to their country. They add value to society and the entire world. And I also think every parent, that is their number one wish, to make sure that your children are productive for themselves, productive to their families, productive to the country, and even the world we live in. Now, when particular things come, we can embrace them, or we may not. But there are certain things that show up that even if you chose to stand on the sideline and you said, to hell with that, it is not mine, those things are not just going to go away.
Yes.
And the world will embrace them. And then once the world has fully embraced them, we will remain the inferior race. Okay? We will remain the beggars, the really super beggars, because we watched the vehicle take off at individual level, because we are here saying, no, we wish AI should go away. At individual level, we wished them away. At family level, we didn't really think of making sure our children have embraced this technology that is essential, that we can't do away with. We wish, like, we watched while the boat was sailing at a country level, all right? We watched at even almost a regional level. It is even worse at even a continental level sometimes. But some countries are really on board now in Africa, so we are the ones who are still struggling. So we will remain inferior if we don't do something. That is, I am here. It is 9:30 a.m. Ugandan time in the studios of UBC. You will remember that I said, if we don't embrace artificial intelligence and be part of the movement, remember how NRM, yes, join the movement, okay? Join the bus. And we failed to join that bus. We failed to join the movement. Let us blame ourselves. But our children and our grandchildren, not even our children, but our great-grandchildren, and even the grandchildren, even if I have to, they will hold us accountable. Even in our absence, they will say, what did we do? Why did we let them down? Why didn't we do what we were supposed to do when we were still alive? Now, having said that, and now this is a message for if you are 18 years and above. That means you are almost getting closer to university. You are in high school and you are getting closer to university. So if you are 18 and above, remember Uganda is dominated population-wise by almost 78% being young people between 0 to 34 years. You are the kings. You own this country. You are 78%. Not my mother, not myself, not maybe Robert, you are still maybe there. But, you know, but these people, the 0 to 70%, are the kings. They have, if Uganda was a company, they are the major shareholders
of this country.
Now, the decision is in your hands. I want to tell you, when President Museveni saw injustice in this country, and he thought that the best way was to go to the bush, become a rebel, and then inspire the revolution of the country we have now, even you right now, you can become change makers. You can even become good rebels. Good rebels are those who are rebelling to improve their country within your very home, not the bush. Okay? If I have to use that word. So, in a good way. In other words, don't expect someone to give you what they don't have. Your mother knows nothing about AI. Your father probably knows nothing about artificial intelligence. If they are lucky, they know. Don't expect even some of your members of parliament to advocate for artificial intelligence. They don't know. Don't expect your chairman, district chairman, LC5 to advocate for artificial. They don't know. This is a boat that was so advanced that it came their way, and learning and relearning and relearning what they learned becomes very difficult. So you are 18, you are 19, you are 20, you are 21, you are 26, you are 30, 34. You can actually change this country by investing your time into learning this thing. We have at some point, the post-secondary education we had worked at up to some point. You can have it. It's not poison that is going to kill you. Have it. Have your degree, great. Have all those transcripts, great. You can have them. But 80% they are not needed in this digital economy. Now if you have a phone, if you have a computer, laptop, now use it for the good. The data, you ask your parents to give you data and you start exchanging whichever messages, which images. Spend, even if you spend 30 minutes, there are now artificial intelligence tools that are going to teach you how to be productive with AI. There are skills there are things you're going to learn how to do. This world today, you can have your BBA degree, you can have your environmental degree, you can have your chemistry degree, but this world today, the digital economy, is looking for people who can speak to AI. People who can speak the language artificial intelligence understands and listens. And those people are called prompt engineers. And you don't need to have studied IT, computer science, information systems. You don't. You need to be, you can be a journalist, you can be an education or economist, you can be even a witch doctor. But you can, on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, you can become a prompt engineer. And then once that job alone pays $50 to $100 per hour, if you become a good person who knows to speak to artificial intelligence, you will be employed, seated at your home, but working for people overseas. And your dollars will find you where you are. Okay? Then, I'm talking to a graduate, anyone who is
already,
yes, who is out there. Now, the same AI on your phones, on your tablets, on your laptops, can teach you how to become an AI data analyst. This country, this world thrives and grows on data. Gone are the days where you have to suffer with Excel, where you go to Stata, where you go to SPSS, all those statistical packages for you to conduct data analysis. Those are gone. Now, your artificial intelligence, if you invest some time, 30 minutes a day, you can learn how to become an AI data analyst. And then, once you have that skill, you are going to, that skill pays almost $100 to $200 per hour. And there are companies looking for people to do that. There are platforms where you don't have to look for a job. Actually, if you're conversant with the AI, you the graduate, my young brother, my young sister, and even that senior 6 person who aspires to grow and make something out of themselves, you don't even have to look for a job in any company in this country. If you're an AI data, you just simply go to their platforms in this world, the likes of Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com. You go there and register and say, I am simply an AI data analyst. I will analyze your data, whichever data it is, send it to me. But I charge $300. And see how many orders you're going to get. You're going to go to Upwork, you're going to go to is it per hour something, you're going to go to flex jobs, you're going to go. There are so many platforms.
Yes, quite a number of them.
So you don't need even any job in this country, and drop the idea that I studied architecture, I studied engineering, civil engineering, I studied education. It's okay, you did. Keep your degree, but study the new thing and make money. You studied those things to make money, but these things, you can teach yourself these things.
Now, Professor, away from me teaching myself, I come back to you because now I want to look at university level institutions of learning. Okay, let's take Victoria University because you're the one here. A parent who is sending a child to Victoria University. How have you as a university embedded, seen that what you're churning out is fit for this AI era that you are in now?
So, very good question. Thank you, Robert. Important to tell the viewers that you cannot preach what you don't practice. Okay? Then there you are either a scam for people, or you are just a person who doesn't wish other people very well. So, mere fact that I speak about these things, it's because we have noticed that if you are sending me your child to study business administration, probably you don't even own a business.
True.
So you want your child to come and work where? To work in other people's businesses? Those people don't have children.
To employ.
Yeah, to employ your child as though they don't have their own children, or they don't have friends who have children. You are not their friends, but they have friends who have. And if they don't give your child a job, you say they are practicing tribalism, they are practicing nepotism, they are racist, like they are discrimination. No. No, they are actually doing, they had to sweat, they built businesses, they are now employing their children. So now, for you to hack through that kind of practice, so you also have to be clear that if you choose wisely where you're going to send your child to go to school. Is the school really empowering this child in a 360 kind of using a 360 kind of approach? They can have their business administration, but we also practice the essential skills that we need. Now we are talking about the digital economy, okay, which commands almost 17 to 20 trillions, okay, that economy annually. So even if your child picked a small piece, so at Victoria University, what we really did is that, okay, we said you can have these degrees, no, that's normal, but beyond that, we know that every graduate who goes to apply for a job is asked to prove that they have experience. And experience comes in different aspects. Technologically, are you savvy enough to work in my company? Are you going to add value? I don't have time to train you. Are you starting instantly? So we said we are going to make sure, first of all, that if you come to us, you have to have a gadget.
Okay.
You know, I've always been telling government, especially His Excellency the President, that in his manifesto going forward, I wish and I pray and I beg that he can adopt a new policy, one child, one gadget policy, provided by government for free. And that gadget should be able to be powered by solar, such that every child, wherever they are situated, they have the power. And then you are, the curriculum is on the gadget. The books are on the gadget.
Wow.
AI is on the gadget. So what does that save government? It saves government construction of libraries. Every book, latest edition, you just push by just an update. And every child has the latest edition of the book. No structure, no old books that are going to really be cobwebbed in some environment. And when
employ people to look in the library,
yes,
librarians,
so now,
this, that.
now you have a library in every backpack or bag of a child. The curriculum now, every child has a chance to study same content because it is what they have on the same gadget. The teachers find it easy to facilitate what they have because they have real same materials. And if you want to do an ICT lab, you don't need a structure, okay? You don't need computers. You need students with that gadget to sit down, even if it is under the tree. Now that becomes an ICT lab. Government has saved money on those laboratories, has saved money on structures, has saved money on libraries, has saved money on structures, and then you get that money, pay teachers better salaries. Everyone will be happy. Now coming back to, now you see how I am trying to digitize the country. Now, those kids start speaking the language I told you. Now they can speak to AI. The skill that the world needs.
They are very fluent.
They are very fluent. The 0 to 34 years, they can use technology. That's what every employer is looking for. Can you do something that you used to do in 3 hours, but do it in 5 minutes? If it is yes, I will hire you because you add value to me. So now coming back to Victoria University. So we said, if you don't have a gadget, please don't come to us. It's okay. Let's have an understanding. It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that we don't like you. It's not that you are not meant for Victoria University. There are so many universities in Uganda.
Yes.
Please, that's where we say, our hands are up, go. But if you want our education at Victoria University, get a laptop, get a tablet, get a very good smartphone, come to us. Because we want you to practice the real language spoken in the real world, not the artificial world of lies, of handwriting. You are not digitally compliant. You have no digital competencies. You have nothing. The proficiency that you're looking for. So come, we give you the digital competencies because every writing, you're doing it on a computer. Every research, you're doing it on a computer. Every exam, you're doing it on a computer.
Recently, I came across something on TikTok when students of Victoria University are having exams.
Yes, exactly.
And everyone was on their machine.
You're doing it on a machine. Why? You don't have to be sat somewhere to be taught computer. You are teaching yourself. Okay, no one taught me how to walk. I saw people walking and I stood and I learned how to take the first step and now I can run. Okay, but age is setting in, so you don't run the way I used to run. So, so that happened. But even the language I speak, like forget about English, like no one teaches you your first language.
Definitely,
you just learn it. So even when you're using these things, you have to really use them for you to be able to learn those things. Because that's what the world needs. Now, on top of that, we say you have to also do some AI certifications.
That is at the university.
At the
part
university.
Of what I'm studying.
Part of what you're studying at Victoria University. 5 of them, it's not negotiable. Okay? So that means, and it's for free. And what?
For free.
So it's not a burden to any parent. That's now value added to some. Such by the time if you are in journalism, there are AI tools for journalists. So learn those things. So you become a better journalist than anyone who will ever come out of any other university in the country. There are AI tools for business entrepreneurs. Learn those ones as well. So there are AI tools for nurses. Learn those ones as well and be better. So that's what we are doing at Victoria, and for free. So now you have the real experience that the employer is looking for, that the world is looking for, that even yourself you'll be proud of. And now the parent, you know, we have like 3 stakeholders in this. The parent is our stakeholder. The child, the student is our stakeholder. The country is our stakeholder. Now, the parent is paying money. If they are paying, some students are also paying. The parent is paying money, expecting value to be added to their child. If we are not doing that, and if you are a university or any institution that is not doing that, you are doing a disservice to this transparent because there is what we call opportunity cost in economics. The alternative foregone. They are foregoing their money, which they would have used to do something else to really fund the education of their children. And then you send them back people to sit down with them and can't do nothing.
Now, Professor, isn't that expensive? When I was at Victoria University some time back, this is what I discovered. First, the first time when I learned that this was a university, I was like, how can you have a university in the middle of town? This is very small. Then when I reached there, everyone had a laptop. When I got an opportunity to enter the lecture room, I didn't see paper anywhere. Exams were different. Everything was very different. Now, when we add on a certificate, 5 certificates of AI, when I look at the teaching, not materials, there is this big thing.
The digital smartboard.
Digital smartboard.
Not your blackboard.
Not my blackboard. When I look at all this, isn't this going to be so expensive? Yes, we must foot a cost. Because if you think knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. But still, but we are still squeezed between a hard rock and then stone at the same time.
You know, if someone told you a story about Rome, for example, a place maybe you've not been to, you will start imagining things.
Yes.
Until you go there and it's, oh, okay, it looks like this actually. No, it's not what they used to do at. Now, if you remember, growing up, they used to tell us that in Mukono there is a place called, is it Bukunja?
They eat people, seriously.
They eat people.
During the day you're gone.
Yes, but is it real? Wrong. Until you go there, you find very good people in Jagwe. It happens to be actually, Mukono, it happens to be my home district, right? And Masaka, they are my home districts. I have grown up in both. So, but until you go there, then you get to know. But let me even tell you the beauty about technology. And we are grateful at Victoria University that we have fully embraced technology. Now, when you embrace technology and you digitize learning, you digitize administration, you digitize examination, you digitize almost everything. That means you don't have a book, you don't have paper, you don't have a pen. Do you know how much money you save by not using papers? Okay? You save that money, but you also save the environment.
Yes.
You reduce on the cutting of trees. So actually, who is in charge? The Ministry of the Environment. They should be giving us a huge award for saving the environment. At least we are #1, but we went paperless. I want any university in this country to come and say, we purely went paperless.
I doubt.
Or a ministry, or even an agency. Okay? We went paperless, so we saved the environment, but the money you save in the process, please don't be greedy as an institution. So we're not greedy. We had to make sure that that also offsets, reduces the tuition that must be paid by students and supported by their parents, and also those adult students that pay for themselves. So now, you know that there's something we call chartered universities in Uganda.
Yes.
And also those government universities. If you put all of the public universities and private chartered universities, if you put them in one basket, Victoria University is the most affordable university in Uganda among them all. All right? A case in point, education. Do you realize you can get a degree by just paying 500,000 a semester?
Wow.
From Victoria University. 500,000.
Not even fees for primary.
Okay. That is in US dollars 100, something like 20. Okay? That's not money you can pay for even a nursery child.
Per term.
Per term.
Yes.
But those are the savings we make by embracing technology. Okay? Now, when you embrace technology, it becomes easier for me, Chirabo, to bring education to you, wherever you are situated. If you are in Nakasero, attending to your stall, selling fruits, but you're studying business administration. You don't need to come to my class. I can bring the classroom to you. Just have the gadget. Sell what you're studying. Sell and study. Sell, write your coursework. When we need you, we'll call you. Come. But get the experience. Because you have to study something to be productive for your business. Why are we taking you away to kill your business, and tomorrow you become a beggar, you become a problem to government? Are we solution makers, or are we part of the solution, or we are part of the problem? So any education must actually bring solutions to people. You cannot take people away from what they are doing. If you are in a farm and you want to study agribusiness, really, do I have to take you away from your farm? Or I should bring agribusiness to you, such that you are actually doing it practically. Your child is actually gaining a wealth of experience as they acquire the degree or the credential, but they have what I can't teach them, the experience. They have lived with you, Chirabo. On your farm, they are now giving you new insights coming from what they are studying, and then you're practicing it, and you're making the farm more productive. If you were really harvesting or milking 50 liters, now you're milking 200 a day. That's real education, impactful education, or meaningful education. So that's what we are doing at Victoria University, and thanks to technology.
Well, thanks to technology, indeed, when you get there, you see certain things that are not the normal, you know, but when Professor explains in the digital era that we are in, and with the coming in of AI, well, education may be meaningless if it doesn't encompass those two. So as Senior 6 looking for universities, think twice. Are you going to have the skills needed in the digital world? Are you going to have the knowledge for AI? Because when you get out there, there are many things. Recently, one time, this was very interesting, Professor, and I want to ask you this question. It's just come to my mind. I went to some conference, and a friend of mine and I were asked to present. Now, as I was busy reading this, reading that, because it was a bit of high-profile people, and I usually know that what I know, there's someone who knows it and better. True. So I must research so much. Now, this fella seemed very relaxed. And every time I kept on asking why. Now, I didn't know that AI was preparing for him.
Yes.
He used AI to prepare. But it brought me worrying that isn't this going to kill innovativeness, creativity as well? If someone can have a presentation and he's comfortable, AI because they could, you know, if so, how are we going to still we have the technology but retain? You know, recently my son came to homework. I had to move in and say, but let me see Gavi. So no, with technology, Daddy, this where we used to read and go over. He says it's saving time. But I don't know if I'm still in the old thinking. So how do we balance? Won't you have lazy, not thinking, not, you know?
Okay. Robert and the viewers who subscribe to Robert's School of Thought, who are also worrying, worried about that. Now, let me pose this two simple questions. And be honest, and the viewers should be honest. If you're a farmer, maybe you're growing maize on your 10 acres, okay? And I brought you two sets of tools. You're going to till your land, and I brought you 10 hoes, okay? 10 what?
Hoes.
In a package. And I brought you one tractor, that tractor that can till. Which one would you choose?
I'll choose a tractor.
Why?
Because I know it's going to be fast. It's not going to require my energy that much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Number two, if you are supposed to go to Gulu, and there is something that is going to take you to Gulu, and I bring you a Range Rover, okay? And I also bring you a horse. I tell, okay, choose one of the two. You have 3 hours to be 4 hours to be in Gulu. Which one would you choose?
I would go with the car.
Okay.
The Range Rover.
Now you have your answer. Technology makes life easier, makes us more productive. We think better. Do you know what it means for you to get to Gulu on time? It means you'll have your meeting on time. It means you'll discuss your ideas in full. It means you will even get time to look around. It means you can think. It means the car has made your life better. It means you're not going to age fast. It means you're not going to break bones like unless you have an accident. No, now, when you have AI, why that friend of yours that he didn't seem bothered? Now, while AI is preparing his presentation, he's also getting quality time talking to his children, checking how they are doing, or he's even helping them.
Actually, in the morning, he was in gym.
His gym, like gain.
Me, I'm busy. He's
now,
gymming.
what AI has done has given him back his quality time. For you, you are suffering from your traditionalism and backwardness, and you don't know what is going on in the world. You are eating, you are not exercising, you've not talked to your wife, you're not talking to your children, you're busy spending 10 hours preparing a presentation. This gentleman uses 5 minutes, he has his presentation, he goes through it, and even asks, no, change this one, it changes. So he has an assistant, he has an employee. Of only that this employee does not earn a salary, does not disturb them, does not ask for leave, and can move with them in their pocket. For you, before you know, your kids are tired of going to school, they don't see their father, you have health problems, you have everything. So, do you understand the beauty of having technology? It makes us better off, not worse off. I'll give you another example. Another example is this. You can get to an AI tool and you say, assume you are a young entrepreneur, all right? You are a young entrepreneur. And you have just, you have just graduated. You are a young entrepreneur. That's a prompt. Now you're a prompt engineer. You are prompting it. Assume you are a fresh graduate who aspires to become a great entrepreneur. But you are looking for a unique business idea that can actually solve problems in Uganda. Generate for me at least 10 business ideas, novel, unique, pitchy, because I look for money, I can pitch them somewhere. And make sure that you explain to me the strength of one compared to the other. You say, run, press enter.
The thing works on it.
Before you know, you have 10 beautiful ideas that can turn into a business. And then once you have the best one, you say, okay, now, can you create for me a prototype of the best idea here? I think it is number 2. Create a prototype.
Dr. Alphonse,
it does that.
Time is...
just a second. Then it does for you that. Now you have a business idea, you have a proposal, you have a prototype. In how many minutes? Less than 10. Now try to think on your own.
Let's not go
So
that.
now you understand the power of AI.
Doctor, I must move out of here. It's been so interesting. I even didn't notice that time. Let me just have your parting shot.
UBC Morning Uganda Extra, thank you very much. Chirabo, management, top management of UBC and all the staff, thank you for always giving us this opportunity. It has been a while, but you called us back as Victoria University. We are grateful. So, Ugandans, I really beg you to put what you know, the traditional things aside. Embrace the new way of doing business. The business people you see around us, their major aim and goal is profit. Once AI done by others beyond this country becomes rampant, mainstream, they will use it to reduce their cost and make more profit, and our people will have no jobs. The earlier we embrace artificial intelligence, that's how we better our lives. We will use it as tools. So you, the parent, you, the young person, have the craving to use artificial intelligence, to learn it and be better. And if you need help, please come to Victoria University. Our intake is ongoing. You come, apply, register, and really gain meaningful education. Education that is driven by technology, such that you fit in the digital era, in the digital economy. That's where money is. That's the best inheritance you'll ever have. Studying a skill that positions you to fit anywhere in the world, work anywhere in the world, even if you have not left your own home. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Lawrence Mugenga, the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. I told you these days I'm about to name him Professor AI. He's very passionate about AI. He loves AI. And by the way,
the godfather of AI in Uganda.
You can go and look out for his book if you need more information regarding AI. The title seems to be skipping my mind. Professor, what is the title of that book?
Which one?
About AI. The recent one, the one I read about.
From chalk to chatbot?
Yeah, from chalk to chatbot. Now, go and look out for that book. It's very interesting. It's quite a volume, but please, every page, you'll learn more and interest yourself. Have the best of your day. May the good Lord bless you. See you tomorrow.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.